This is Shannon Spasova from Michigan State University, and I want to thank Jeff so much for inviting me to present with him today. It's so great to be able to collaborate with other Iallt members, and I'm sorry I can't be here today live with you, but I want to tell you a little bit about why does H5P inspire me to create my own materials. And here are some of the keywords that came to mind. H5P is extremely flexible. There are so many options that you can explore for what is important for you and for your learners. There is also a lot of adaptivity that I'm just beginning to take advantage of in H5P. H5P also allows you to incorporate authentic materials and bring things into context. One of the things that I like about it is that you can have things like notations right within the actual authentic context instead of interrupting it. H5P has also got a lot of promise and a lot of potential, and that's partly because it's a community that seems to be up and coming and growing. It's open source, so if any of you have access to programmers or have any programming experience yourself, there's the ability to contribute to that community. And we were also talking about, would maybe Iallt be able to collaborate on some things with H5P if enough people are interested. For example, one thing that we're still trying to figure out is how to get the data from H5P. H5P puts out XAPI data, and I don't have the expertise to know how to collect that. And if there are others who are interested in trying to figure this out, I'd be really happy to work together and see if we can figure out how to do that. And H5P is mobile friendly and does a pretty good job of adjusting to screen size, which is really important as our students continue to use devices, mobile devices, maybe more than they're using computers. I have created 2 videos that introduce you to how to make an interactive video in H5P and a course presentation in H5P. So I'm not going to go through the nuts and bolts of that here. You're welcome to visit those. And if you can find those at iallt.org/webinars, and there's a kind of blog posting, there's a posting there that has the information about those videos. So if you'd like to learn more about how to do these, then that's the place to go. But I want to show you a few examples of interactive video and course presentation and some of the ways in which H5P can incorporate some of these great qualities like flexibility and adaptivity. So I've just picked 3. The first one here is an interactive video, and this is an interactive video that I created for the Middlebury College Russian School in order to help students adjust to immersion. And so I created a set of scenarios. This one's called Politeness in Dorm Room. I created a set of scenarios that they might find themselves in when they're in Middlebury. And it shows a person in a dorm room. Here's a knock. Has to say, who's there? There it is, about to come up right now. Kto tam? Who is it? And so that the students can get acclimated to some of these words that they're going to have to be using within the context of the immersion. So the thing I wanted to show you in this video is that if I skip ahead a little bit, this is intended for complete beginners, and so they have some really, really basic phrases here that they have to have heard in the scenario, and then they have to match. And then the special thing I wanted to show you is this here, which is, I think it's called Crossroads. And what this does is it allows them, if they forgot one of these phrases, they can click and it will skip them back to that part in the video. And so this is a feature that could be really, really powerful and really, really flexible. You could use it for so many different things. I've only just started to use it, and this is kind of a very basic way to use it, but I can imagine how you might use it for something like allowing some personalization that students could choose the way they go through the material, or that you could use it for some kind of choose your own adventure. So this is one of the really cool features that I see in the interactive video. I'm going to show you a few features in another interactive video to show you some of the other things that I think are exciting about this H5P tool. In this interactive video, I took a Russian cartoon called Masha and the Bear. If you have any kids or grandkids, it's on Netflix in English as well. It's pretty cute. But one of the things that I like so much about H5P is that you can seamlessly incorporate glosses like this. And then here's an example of where within this authentic context, something is happening that gives a clue for what's going to happen in the rest of the video. So if you're in the know about the 1st of September in Russia, then you know that that's the first day of school. And so if you understand what is kind of going on in the background of the TV, you know that this is a hint that this is going to be the first day of school. If you are a beginning student, however, you don't know that context. And so the nice thing about H5P is that you can kind of incorporate this cultural knowledge without really interrupting the flow of the rest of the video. You can also incorporate, let's see, I want to show an example of an interactive activity here. I've got 2 of them that will come up in a second. Here you have where you ask the students to look at the context here and see if they know the answer to the question of who are these people on the wall. And then they can also look at this alphabet poster and put the letters in the alphabetical order. Again, this is aimed at very beginning students. I also wanted to show one other thing that I think is really useful. You can incorporate images. So here, this right here is an image that I've incorporated into the page. And you can resize it and put it in any place. And I find this so useful because then you can point out different parts of the video, of the screen, of the image. And it just helps with this kind of contextualization of this authentic video that I'm asking students to digest when it's all very new to them. And then the last one I wanted to show is an example of a course presentation. This is an alphabet lesson. It's right when the students have just learned the alphabet. And so what I did was I created a scenario again of spending a day in St. Petersburg, imagining if the students were going to be spending a day in St. Petersburg, how could they use their newly gained alphabet knowledge to kind of navigate through the city and some of the places that they would go. So first they go to breakfast and they have to match the words with the right food. Then they have to find the right metro station. And so, of course, in a sense, it's contrived in that I'm picking things that they are able to puzzle out with their newly gotten alphabet skills. But it allows me to sort of create, again, a context, something that they might in real life encounter. They go to the bookstore, they have to find the right place, the right section in the bookstore. They want to get tickets to a theater, so they have to pick the right performance. They get their ticket. They need lunch, so they want to pick where they're going to lunch. So these 2 tools, the course presentation and the interactive video, are both extremely flexible and have a lot of options, and I think are really exciting. Some people feel that they're not the easiest tools to use, but I think especially for faculty who are a little more tech savvy, but even those who aren't, I think the basic tools are easy enough that they can master them and can have some opportunities to make some exciting things for their students.